A very warm welcome back to Shanghai for live coverage of the Dota 2 Asia Championship. This is day number 4, and the group stages are coming to an end. And they're coming to an end via the playoffs, because we are going to get those extra playoff matches no matter what happens now with our last 2 matches. We've changed up our panel a little bit, and we'll discuss the mathematics involved in who goes where and who plays who and who might play who, depending on the results of the last 2 games. We welcome back Lacoste to join Winter and Jack as well. How you doing? You right?
I'm good.
Yeah?
I was
okay, are you ready for this bamboozlement of scenarios right now?
I'm ready for you to explain it to me and the viewers again.
Right, okay. Because this blew my mind earlier, but we're down to just 4 different scenarios now. Now, okay, if Liquid, the simplest way of explaining this is if Liquid and Optic both win, then we are left with a 3-way tie for 7th place between Newbie, Vici and OG. Okay, so they will have to play a round robin, play off against each other. It will also mean that Liquid and Optic qualify in the top 2, and TNC and LGD are already through the playoffs. Keen, we already know that we're out. And right now, those are the standings as they stand right now, because Mineski did take down EG. That's also to confirm Group B, by the way. That's now done and dusted. Virtus Pro and Mineski will advance to the 2nd round of the upper bracket. EG, Secret, IG and VGJ Thunder will finish behind them. IG going to 3 and 4 ahead of VGJ Thunder, which is a little bit surprising to me anyway. However, Group A, as we said, we will get a 3-way tie at the very least if Optic and Liquid win these last 2 games. Now, if, for whatever reason, they both lose these matches, then we get a 5-way tie at the top at 4 and 3, which would be Liquid, Optic, LGD, Newbie and TNC. A 5-way tie. And just to make it even more fun, Vici and OG would also tie. They're already guaranteed to be tied. So we'll have a 5-way tie for the qualifying and a 2-way tie for the bottom. I don't know how many matches that is, but it's a lot, and we will have to play them all. That's if Keen and Newbie win. Now, if we go the other way around and we go, what if Optic win but Newbie beat Liquid? Well, that would be a 4-way tie for 2nd place between Liquid, LGD, TNC and Newbie. All on 4 and 3, and we again will have VG, OG, regardless of whatever happens. And finally, last but not least, if Optic lose to Keen, but Liquid beat Newbie, we will have a 3-way tie for 2nd and a 3-way tie for 7th. All good?
This is like one of those law school exam like logic puzzles.
If John goes to school and travels 4.6 miles, what colour is his dog?
Yeah, with like the the table with like the 12 conditions. Yeah, that's pretty much where we are right now. So
yeah, I hope you followed all of that. Thanks very much to the people that helped me as well with the spreadsheets and what have you. It's very, very helpful going through all of these different permutations. But nevertheless, let's forget about that, because our draft is almost ready to get into this 3rd game. Is there any way, Lacoste, that you can see Keen with nothing to play for whatsoever in this tournament, and having played relatively poorly as well, somehow beating what has inarguably been the best team in the Division Optic game?
I want to see their room actually to see who's playing on their accounts. maybe they just left. No, jokes aside, they can take, but I would give them not more than 15%. Optic Gaming has been looking pretty well in the... 15
is very generous.
Generous? Well, yeah. I didn't mean to be disrespectful. So with the 15%, they will need to play out of their minds. I think the big problem was that they swapped, how many? 2 or 3 players, Jack?
3.
3 overall since the original lineup last year.
It felt like the chemistry that they had before kind of fallen off, and they're still trying to find their game. On the other side, you have Optic, who's been playing extremely well. I don't think anyone expected them to do this good.
I mean, in some of the games, Keen, they show very good early games. They played well in the early game, but a lot of problems arises when it comes to the mid-game, late game, where you have a lot of decision-making to make. I think Jack once brought up that they don't really have a distinct captain in the team.
Yeah, they don't have kind of a heart and soul of the team you play around this guy, but they lane fairly well. If they can get off to a good start in lanes and Deathball or end the game, I think they have a chance. I would give them more than a 15% chance in this game.
So 17?
I can't say exactly how much more, but I'm just saying the chances of a pile-up are going up a little bit more, I think.
We can see PPD without the mustache. Just a great-looking guy, gotta say.
What about with the mustache?
Well, then it's a different story.
I felt like he had more salt when he had the tash.
10 seconds remaining.
If you guys remember the Salt portrait that was painted from? I think it was at ESL 1. Someone made like a portrait.
I
of him
do
out of
remember
Salt.
that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I haven't seen that in a
It
while.
was
but
remarkable as well.
Yeah.
Really, really cool. I think, doesn't he have that? Have I not seen that at Peter's house? Did he not take it home or something and put it up on the wall?
he definitely did. He definitely
Yeah.
did.
I'm pretty sure he did.
I mean, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Him being salty. I've been watching his stream lately. His PMA, like really, encouraging his teammates, not flaming.
No. I think we're talking about the Peter of
lately,
old, aren't we? He's not salty now, right?
He's not so salty anymore.
Well, his stream,
Okay.
maybe,
Because
but
he's
his
winning.
Twitter is a different story.
Anyway, the Salt King is also the captain in this particular game. And he has drafted a tiny AA opening for Optic against a pretty meta kind of Witch Doctor Tusk opening from King. You're not keen on these double support openings, though.
It's not so flexible. Like, I think I agree with you that it's like you don't feel so good sometimes like when you open like the double support because the enemy kind of knows, have a better idea of what's coming. And the other reason of like the A opening I can see is also because like DP is in the pool. Like sometimes opponent first picks a Tusk, then you're like maybe they're gonna pick DP, so
DP
you just
is not in a pool.
I mean in the first phase, and trying to understand their opening, so that you just pick the A, so they don't really want to pick the DP after that.
I mean, the other thing is as well, Lacoste, is when you pick two supports like that, it gives your enemy an extra 2 bans. If they've already banned a couple of cores, you get another 2 bans to ban 2 more cores.
Yeah, that's true. We saw yesterday when you draft against team like Liquid, if you open up with 2 supports who are weak, then they manage to sneak in a Chen and they couldn't do anything. Like you just run in with a creep and a Chen, and it's pretty much an easy game for you.
Phantom Lancer.
Relatively early PL.
So
Very, very early.
So Earth Spirit seen as counter to Tusk, in some ways, and then the Phantom Lancer again, like the Tiny is okay against it, but these 2 other cores, and it might be a deny pick as well.
What do you think they're laughing about, Jack, in that room right now? They picked the PL and then just burst out in laughing.
These fools, they left us as PL. We've been good against our supports too. This tiebreaker that these guys are about to have.
I love you, Jack.
Never change, Jack, please.
So let's get back into the draft. They need some AoE counter to a Phantom Lancer. I mean, Earth Spirit provides some, but that's not really reliable. There he goes.
Aghanims, no. Gyro counter Aghanims.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not a big fan because they increased the cooldown. Remember, it was 20 seconds. Then
that was
30, now 40.
Now 40.
That was so long time ago.
Yeah. 20. Can you imagine a 20-second flat cannon?
Now, with all the buffs.
Especially with the talent. I mean, the plus
First
flat
ban.
cannon talent.
Yeah.
is
First
what
ban every game.
puts it over the edge. There's that gyro counter that you see teams favor a lot. The OD.
So there's a new build for gyro on the rise. I like how someone starts to build it, then everyone understands that it's really strong. How didn't we understand this like 3 weeks ago?
I mean, it started quite long ago. I think the first time I seen this build was maybe like a month and a half, like almost 2 months. Like I saw someone doing it and I was like, is this actually good?
Yeah, we're talking about Ags and Mjolnir against the illusion carriers.
Yeah, plus
Terrorblade and
plus the
PL.
satanic, like the gunner just keeps going even if you're disabled or anything else. So it does a lot of damage. And
We saw that yesterday. What was that game yesterday where the gyro flew into a team fight, had the satanic, and literally just carried on, just killing everything. His health just carried on going back up.
Yeah,
it was absolutely crazy.
It's because the Ags is expensive, and like over the course of getting Ags, you do open yourself up quite a bit, because it could be a BKB, it could be something like Sanjin Yasha plus drums, like something that lets you move around and fight a lot better. The Ags doesn't really offer that much. You need kind of like the second item after it to really start getting value from it.
Yeah, I saw a couple of Ags being picked up. First time I think it was Penta who did it after Mask of Madness was highly nerfed, but didn't go for a Mjolnir. But you need to have a good early game to go for it. Yeah, we have a lot of picks on the screen.
It's Brood Vision.
Brood Vision?
How many eyes does Brood have?
8, right?
That would be
That
the
was
standard.
quick. Maybe not
spider.
correct.
You would think that it would be 8, but I mean, as long as it's a multiple of 8, I guess it's okay, right?
Yeah, sure. I'm not the spider expert, but
Could be 16, 32, 64, 128, 256. Could be any of those, couldn't it?
A lot of ice.
Yeah,
Let's settle
a lot
it
of
out.
eyes. All right. Interesting trivia. Welcome to the DAC trivia panel. It's a clock for pick number 5.
yeah, there's more punish for the AA as well as the Earth
Gyro
Spirit,
and the gyro.
and then the gyro.
I mean, Earth Spirit doesn't really care so much about clockwork because you just like kick him out when he hooks you, so it's difficult for him
Yep.
to kill you.
It doesn't feel like good clockwork game, especially as the last pick, which is position 3 against the Earth Spirit. He can kick him, Tiny can toss him. The only
I mean,
good target is AA.
are they spreading too many heroes to like this counter pick is gyro? The last 2 picks is basically mostly for the gyro, and Optic still has one last core pick. I mean,
And it's a Husker.
they could move like the Tiny to offlane and pick something else.
Come on, Peter. Give us something fun.
I mean, no.
Lacosta gave up on fun. Alright, no druid's fun. That'll do. Don't see an awful lot of LDs these days. It has been banned out on many occasions. Is it the winning pick, though?
Lone Druid is pretty okay against like OD. If you go for range form or the bear, I think it's okay against that.
I'm not feeling the Lone Druid
Wait,
pick.
it's an offlane Lone Druid?
Ooh, it is.
Could be.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a lot of stuff to get on top of
Or-
him.
or-
Clockwork,
or maybe-
Phantom Lancer, Rush.
Or maybe they just go aggro lane, because I've seen them do this a few times. They just give 3-3 a good lane, safe lane. You get a 1v1 lane.
Right.
You're just going to do well. We're going to go aggro. Maybe we lose the lane a little, but we want you to have a good game. Because he's been, like, right now, the player that a lot of people are talking about when we look
Yeah.
at Optic.
Yeah, maybe their best player so far. Maybe Pycat can give him a run for his money, but they've both been playing really well. Jack, which way?
I think this Lone Druid is going to go with this utility build. That's really going to... That's what they've been doing, is this meaty utility kind of hero, like that offlane role, and it's going to allow them to push early. I like Optic in this game.
Drums on
Okay.
bear, yes or no? Yes or
Helm,
no?
Pipe, no.
He's going to go Helm.
Yeah,
Helm.
Helm, of course, but drums. I saw EE building it.
No.
All right.
All right, so no drums and Optic for Jack.
Optic for me.
And drums or not?
Drums.
I think that's what we're doing all the way through. This is we're checking on drums as well all the way through. It's a new kind of prediction game, Winter. You'll like this
I
one.
mean, it's always good to have a drum. So, yeah,
all right,
drums.
Okay. All right, drums for
Drums.
Winter. I don't think we've got a graphic for that. Lacoste.
I'll say Optic and drums.
Optic and drums. Okay, all right. Well, we've got a clean sweep on the Optic game, maybe not quite a clean sweep on the drums. Nevertheless, let's see how we get on in game number 3. Very important. Can Optic make it through to the second round of the playoffs? Let's find out.
Thank you very much, Red. Yes, Optic Gaming versus King Gaming. I'm Odie Pixel. I'm here with Fogged, and we are getting ourselves ready to shoot into the action. In fact, the game has started, so we'll be able to get you guys straight into the game, so we don't miss a thing. What do we reckon then, Fogged? So this time round, we're getting this 33 Lone Druid, and this lineup with the Tiny and the Gyro. This can work, right? You've got 2 cores that can be very active and create all the space that Lone Druid needs.
Yeah, I think they picked this Lone Druid because they see offlane Clockwork. They're like, okay, we're just going to match this Lone Druid versus Clockwork, and it can give a lot of liberty to the supports to just kind of move around. And I think Winter was the one who's mentioning it, that aggro tri-lane that they can run. AA plus Earth Spirit can cause a lot of havoc on the lanes too, just making quick rotations with the Chilling Touch plus Rolling Boulder. A lot of kill threat. So big concerned. I'm not the biggest fan of the offlane Clockwork either. We've seen it a bunch of times actually suffer. And also, just wanted to point out too, is Tusk is down to Tusk with 22 picks in this tournament is down to a 22% win rate.
Oh, an MS. It's going to be rolled upon. He has skilled the doppelganger, looks to jump himself
Gets
up,
up.
and he'll make it away.
Okay.
And King Gaming are actually able to grab that bounty ring before the way out, so they get the 3 of the 4.
Yeah. And they're running this full aggro try. They even block the pull with the sentry. And it's going to be Tiny versus OD mid.
Okay. So, I mean, how does this go, this sort of mid-matchup for CCNC?
I think Tiny just farms. I've seen actually Tiny versus a lot of range heroes. But that being said, Old Chicken has actually, in most of their games, Old Chicken is actually dominating the first 7 minutes. It's like the panel said too. Keen just starts to really fall apart after the laning phase.
We'll see how CCNC can do
Bottom
standing
lane.
up against him.
33 actually getting cogged up too.
Top lane as well, there's a bit of a go going on. We'll see 33 getting low, does manage to keep himself at a distance and get back. Same to be said on top as MS and Destiny back away.
So they're opting just for dual lanes to try to pressure this lone druid. That means MS is not really going to get much farm at all up top as this Phantom Lancer.
Yeah, a lot of pressure from Optic. Will be sure to come out. We'll see how much MS can get.
33 again. He gets the Savage Roar off though, pushes them away. Once they've got level 2, they could try to get kills when Savage Roar is down with the Snowball to close the gap, plus Battery Assault and Cogs. So level 2 on Yuna now. Top.
Another going. Roll forward from Zai. Cast bounces will hold the two of them back. So again, keeping MS safe, but Optic keeping MS at a distance. So he's going to struggle to continue to find the farm at the same rate as this high-cat gyrocopter.
Bottom lane again, getting aggressive. But 33 playing around the tree lines nicely. So he's getting shut down a bit in the farm, but he's getting, I mean, it's like the same as the Phantom Lancer, I guess, but the PL you'd ideally want to get more farm because that's like your true carry on Keen, while Pycat is free farming. Because as the panel talking about too is that the lone druid, he's going to go for more utility, that the Dominators pretty much become the standard.
Now mid lane, CCNC.
Yeah.
He's doing fine. Yeah. He's got the advantage at the moment.
That tree.
Bottom lane. There's the attempt again. They'll go for the Savage Roar, but doesn't quite push away. They've got it up from the bear. That will be enough. The second one pushing them back. And it's beginning to look harder and harder for that PL to get a look in. With the levels starting to build up on this tri-lane of Optic.
I mean, he can't get anything, especially with the way that they position their lanes. With Yuna being bottom, they can't secure the farm at all for PL. I mean, they're securing the farm for the Clockwork, so I guess they're...
He's in trouble now, MS.
Trying to make him...
Doppelganger's back up in a second.
Impact. He's gonna be okay. There's a missile on him, but he should be fine. The illusions actually drop it not low enough. It still hits him.
But as you say, I'm sure he's okay in terms of not dying, but...
So they're putting all their...
He's getting heavily sacked.
They're putting a lot of the eggs in the basket of just Clockwork having to make these very impactful plays in the mid game, having the lane set up like this. 33. Maybe this is the chance.
They have got the cogs. He'll try and Savage Roar and break himself out of the cogs with Dark. Yuna looking for the chase down. They've got the kill. Top lane may not be going too great for King Gaming, but bottom lane they're able to find themselves that first blood. So we'll see if, as early start, as you say, that they are able to secure for the clock, can transition into something that's going to be able to eventually help sort out the side lanes and create space for MS to get some sort of farm down the line. Because at the moment, I think for the last couple of minutes, he's just been unable to take a single creep, and indeed mid. Zai comes in with a rotation, roll forward and the stun. Old Chicken will hold back CCNC, but Zai moves forward and takes him down with the stuff. Be able to find themselves the kill onto Old Chicken.
So they're going to need Dark to go for some like Blade Mail build and just really move around heavily as soon as he hits level 6 and make space to try to catch this PL up.
Yeah, absolutely. At the moment, all three cores of Optic are farming more than fine. MS moves up the Doppelganger to dodge out the homing missile. The roll forward from Zai. Zai is looking to chase this down, allow time for Piker to close the gap. Not quite enough control as MS will be able to stay alive underneath the tower. Bottom lane, another attempt by Dark. Yeah, I've got Yuna. We'll see if they want to dive in for this one. TP's come through from Zai. Zai's there to back up.
Uh-oh.
And now the turnaround comes in. Dark's going to fall. Yuna as well, also underneath the tower. Zai looking for the superior control to hold him in. He's taking a lot of hits from that tower. And with the chase down, Optic, they're going to be able to get both of these kills. Double kill for 33 as Zai turns up to turn it all around.
And this lone druid is now completely caught back up.
Yeah, all three cores. Free farm here for Optic.
Yep. He's level 5 now, too, on the lone druid. Dark, though, getting aggressive, but Savage Roared away. Now this is where 33 can actually put pressure on the Clockwork for a bit. Even though Dark has phase boots, whenever Bear gets level 5, he can start threatening quite a lot. And you see Yuna makes the way toward top. He wants to try to secure the PL's farm.
And it has given him that chance. They've had a couple of waves now where MS has been able to pick it back up with the extra sort of knowledge of having a third hero then. In fact, he's getting run down here.
Zai's here now, though. Old Chicken.
Zai misses the roll, but he won't miss the stun. Old Chicken not quite underneath the tower, so he will not get hit. And now, with the backup himself, he's able to turn and look towards Zai, Destiny, and Yuna turning up to keep old Chicken safe and to set him up for a kill. Not the tiny that he may have hoped for, but a kill nonetheless, and still CCNC having to spend some time out of the lane.
It almost looked a little scary though. CCNC he had like Soul Ring available soon. He almost was able to turn onto Chicken, but with the support help, able to secure that kill. And now they just left the PL alone. MS is 21-8.
He's catching up.
Pretty reasonable. 25-14 on the gyrocopter, but with the rotations from Zai, he's been getting some space. So bottom, they're looking to try to go for 33 here, who has the Ring of Health.
If you go in for the roll in, the combo onto old Chicken isn't enough. The Astral comes out.
I think CCNC turned and hit a creep with this tree grab. I think that might have been enough damage to actually kill the OD. That was quite a mistake there. Top lane, MS. He's a little aggressive on the Pycat, but forced away.
I'm going to try for 33. And he's actually just going to look to punch into the Witch Doctor. And in fact,
oh my, the damage.
He's dead. Oh, 33. Turning it around against two heroes.
Now you got to watch out for Battlecry early on. That is 70 bonus damage coming in from both of them.
That's pretty spooky. They're going to send more down there to try and find him. Top lane, MS.
He's dead.
He absolutely is. He's in trouble. The TP will come through, but Destiny.
Destiny?
There's 3 heroes here, and you're just a Witch Doctor, sir. And the Doctor is out. Double kill for Pycap, not the TP that Destiny wanted to really follow through on.
And during all this too, like 33, they tried to put pressure on him in bottom, but getting that kill, he's got Dominate already finished at, I mean, when you're free farming, you get around like the 5-minute mark, but at 7, not too bad. And now the root coming out onto Yuna. Does he get his own root?
Or
he does not.
Shards will just save him. Pushing the bear back. I mean, as we can see, the farm for the 3 cores of Keen Gaming is actually catching up, despite Optic finding more kills at the moment, 6 for 2.
Yeah.
But at this rate, that difference will certainly continue to grow in favor of Optic.
At least they finally pushed the gyro out because he got low because they went for that dive. So MS gets a little bit of space to recover now too. 35 last hits. Fairly even at the moment, only like a 700 gold lead for Optic. Barely any experience too. So level 6 on clock. Where does Dark want to make his move? He could look to punish CCNC. They're actually going to go for him right now.
Look at the snowball lead in. Trouts him in the shard. Zai comes out with the 2-man boulder smash. They'll buy some time for CCNC. Will it be enough? No, it won't. Sanity's Eclipse gets dropped down by old Chicken. They take down the Tiny now, trying to look towards Zai. They'll block off his attempt at rolling away as Keen Gaming will claim both. Zai and CCNC will fall, and indeed with the wraparound from Dark, they'll pick up the 3rd. A full 3-man cleanup there in the mid lane as Keen Gaming come in with the rotations. CCNC just stepping a little too far up on that lane.
Old Chicken now makes his way bottom to try to defend this tower. So they are punching back.
It was a close one in that sense. 33 and Pycat were getting space on the side lanes whilst that happened, so they do still hold the top of the net worth. Those 2 heroes.
Very close game though at the moment.
Man, MS has recovered quite nicely after having that early sort of 5 minutes where he was really being pressured by the tri-lane of Optic. He's pretty much caught all the way back up to Pycat.
Top, they get the catch on Destiny, will be brought down, but here's Dark. He finds the gyrocopter.
Pycat does have the cooldown. He is surrounded. He's getting a lot of damage out. Can they keep Pycat alive? They can't. Pycat will fall. As Keen Gaming, with another, they'll look towards Zai, trying to chase down underneath the tower, rushing forward, and they'll find Zai as well.
Mid in the meanwhile, Optic with the rotation from 33. He forced Glyph bottom, runs mid, claims that tower quickly. But yeah, Dark. I mean, this is exactly what you need to do as a Clockwork. Once you get 6, you're no longer a laner. You're just strictly based on just movement all over the place. I would like to see him go for that Blade Mail early on. I think Blade Mail versus Gyrocopter is like the absolute ideal. So you can just the barrage, you can't control your damage. You're gonna kill yourself on it more than likely if it comes out early.
Down bottom, PPD has been trying to find those levels.
Yeah, he needs his 6 for them to have like better team fighting, movement around the map. Because with like Tiny plus AA, they can get kills quite easily once that 6 comes out. Tome of Knowledge is coming for PPD. And how's Zai? Zai's actually level 4 only with like the constant rotations, 1 and 3 on the Earth Spirit.
Yeah, he had a good start, but started to get caught out a couple of times in a row as he's been trying to help out his teammates. So certainly that momentum that he was able to begin to build up has been lost. Looking to try and refine it though. With CCNC and Zai moving up to the top lane to back up Pycat. Their eyes on MS.
PPD gets hooked. He's dead.
He certainly is. Poor level 4 AA behind the tower doesn't stand a chance at all with the
Top,
clockwork
though.
close the gap. They're looking for the MS kill.
He's actually juking them with the illusion a bit. CCNC, they just standing still. He knows.
He is now going to turn towards him. And with the avalanche, they should be able to fight it before any doppelganger's back and available again. It was a good attempt from MS.
He fooled two of them.
CCNC had his number.
He fooled two of them. CCNC kind of stood there for a second. He's like, I think it's him. Saved his spells, was able to get that. Now with the rotation from the Lone Druid, they will clear the tier 1 much faster.
CCNC was right. Now we have the tower, but still 8 for 8. Only a 1k lead for Optic.
So it looks like Dark actually went for the Earn build and will be going just for a hood. So he's looking more of like a utility build rather than actually just like this kill threat. They're going to really depend on their other 2 cores to be doing that majority of damage, the OD as well as that Phantom Lancer. And look at this, 33. Just quickly shifts into bear form, pops the battle cry, gets the bonus damage on both his Dominator Crypt and his bear, and the tower is dropping it incredibly fast.
Yeah, they're TPing in.
33. Can they close the gap onto him?
Oh, looking for an astral potential, but the avalanche comes through. Dark comes in with the hook shot. Go there, the toes straight away. The ice blast, it comes in on top of Old Chicken. He's got to get himself out of there. It's Keen Gaming, they're falling low. Dark and Destiny split to the side, but Yuna will be caught. So Optic get the tower. They get 1 kill. They may even get more out of this as they're trying to chase down. Dark, MS will keep himself to the side. Old Chicken as well heading down. Pycat looking to chase. Sanity's his pop, but there's still enough mana for 1 more toss. CCNC does get cornered though. They'll focus him with the Spirit Lance and they do find the Tiny. But Dark hogs down. Zai gets 1 smash out. Destiny from the sidelines doing quite a bit of work here with that Death Ward. It
Next
looks towards
blast.
33 now as well. 33 pots of damage roll, but that Death Ward has killed 2 of them. Pycat will clean up the PL and the Witch Doctor.
And Old Chicken dies to the debuff.
Bit of a scrappy fight there between both sides.
Yeah. They're able to actually kill the Lone Druid too. That's pretty nice. That Death Ward by Destiny
He
was
did a lot of work there on the Witch
excellent.
Doctor. He really did. Perfect position from the side. Knew that there was very little ways that Optic could cancel it after that initial play. And they do manage to keep the trading clean again. It's pretty much an even one between the 2 teams as it does still stand 12-11. Oh, PPD. He has been found though. Dark.
They're gonna be able to, are they going to be able to turn on this? Zai
think he'll be
doesn't
fine.
want to actually commit into that clock.
It's a pretty beefy clock. And
He's finding a lot of kills though.
You can see a beefy clock that's got a hood.
He's
an even beefier clock now.
I mean, they put a lot of emphasis on making sure that he had a good lane. 5, 1, and 4 on Dark,
Yeah.
making great rotations. Pycat, though, still continuing to be that very farmed force. 6, 1, and 2. He didn't die in that last one where the 2 corners of Keen did. Got a lot of benefit from surviving throughout all of that. And 33 is approaching that relic. Oh, Destiny, though.
Oh, with the invis. He's ready to set up. Death Ward is down. With the damage, that will be more than enough to get 33. CCNC's walking into this. He's going to die, surely. He is. He's dead. They have cleaned up 1 in response. He may have given his life for the greater cause as they turn him with Pycat. They'll take down 2, and they should get 3 as they surround the OD, and they will find Old Chicken.
CCNC is like all part of the greater plan.
He is.
But he is dying a lot.
He'll tank it for the team.
That was a very good movement there by Destiny, particularly just being invis on top of that Lone Druid. They punished 33 a few times now. But Pycat carrying the weight. Dark, again, finds PPD.
Zai tries to help out this time. They may have a good chance of getting a kill. As he has got the ice blast up. With the hood, though, he's pretty beefy. And he is... They don't want to chase him. They can't. He's able to get out of there. MS will be able to dodge off the homing missile. I mean, this is one of those games where, you know, it's not normal that you see an offlane clock really be quite the scary force and one of the reasons why the team's doing so well. But this is certainly one of them, as Dark is just putting in maximum effort here for the team.
He's making PPD real mad. Peter has
that's
4 deaths
the way
now.
to break him down.
Maybe. 4 deaths. PPD's gone for the 0-3-4 build, 0 on cold feet. A little bit different. Usually you see like the 1 value point, but
Oh, I mean, this is the bit. Yeah, Carl will be loving this.
I mean, the 4 chilling touch, I'm fine with, but like not having like 1, 2, 4, something like that, right? I guess he just really wants to use the Ice Vortex to amp up the Gyrocopter as well as the Tiny. How's CCNC doing? It has the Blink Dagger finish, so that's gonna at least let him get in better position because he's walked in and died a few times. And MS will have Diffusal pretty much done, and the Force Staff was finished on Old Chicken a couple moments ago, going for that Hurricane Pike.
I like this from Dark as well, just going for the full upgraded Pike.
Okay. Yeah.
For the team.
Yeah, trying to protect versus that, like, I mean, there's so much team fight and magic damage on Optic, so it does make sense.
And they cause a pretty squishy this stage. PL and OD, 2 heroes that can do a lot of damage, but if they get caught out, they will die.
It makes sense why he went for the build. Like, you know, he's their frontliner when you look at their draft, so he does have to play just that protection role so the OD can stay in the back lines.
Optic.
Smoked up. They get a deep ward down. Keen on a very defensive stance at the moment, though. Only the Tusk showing bottom. And they scout out Optic with that rocket. I think the Relic now finished up for 33. So Radiance will come at a pretty quick timing. It'll be very good versus that Phantom Lancer. As well as the OD. You don't really build MKB on either of those heroes by any means. And Keen needs to keep the pace up, especially with the Clockwork. Just keep looking for those kills, in particular on those supports that he can.
Sure, yeah. No,
it is hard
imagine it's never the plan to go late against a tiny Gyro and Lone Druid Tricord. That's a lot of carry late game potential from Optic in comparison to Keen's.
Yeah. Pikehead is getting close to that BKB now too. So we see Keen. They smoked up. They really want to try to take a fight. They've been pushing in this bottom wave constantly, and the tier 2 is at 105 HP.
Oh, CCNC.
He caught a glimpse of him.
He's out of there. See if Dark can find anything else. He's playing around with a hook shot.
He can't really kill much but the AA. They all have like ways to get out of the cogs. Like the Earth Spirit can kick him away. Tiny can toss him away if he has a target too. So it can be hard for him to isolate unless he has backup from his teammates.
Look at
in
the
that case, he can.
I've got the vision here. They know Pycat still hasn't quite got the BKB on him. There's a D-ward from PPD.
They're securing the tower though with that positioning there. So MS will get the last hit on that one. And now they have, they've claimed themselves a gold advantage and an experience advantage.
They've scanned the high ground. They know that people are up there on top of the stairs. Dark getting the vision with the rocket. Very hard for him to hookshot into, as indeed Optic are fully grouped up as 5.
Optic's about to have very big timing window here. They're about to get the Radiance and the Radiance on the Bear and the BKB on the Gyrocopter. That's probably where they're going to look to just smoke and take a fight versus Keen. Keen has to be very well prepared for that one, as their team fight at that point, when they do have those items, will not be nearly as good.
Yeah, MS has got himself a full hood.
Eunice got a Blink Dagger already on the Tusk. He's actually been pushing bottom for the last like 3 or 4 minutes, constantly getting the waves into the tower. It'd be pretty nice to save people in top lane. Pycat might get caught off guard here.
He's pushing very far. He'll go for the TP out. Is he going to make it? He's not. The cogs are there.
Nice.
As Pycat is punished, I guess just feeling a little cocky there with the ability to TP out.
Yeah, he really wanted to finish up his BKB. He will buy it before he dies, but that's a nice hook shot there by Dark. You know, Pykat's playing in the creep wave, so he hooks the creep and then just throws the cog to push him away, since he didn't have a better option. Optic now smoked. Radiance, I believe, was finished. Yeah. He's pushing down bottom with it, so they can take a fight top.
It is a fight without the Gyro. They do find it. They do manage to jump onto this PL. He has got that hook, giving him some tag ability, but it's not enough. Now punch through MS. Claim 1. Now see if they can get a second target as Dark will start to run. Ice Blast, everything getting thrown down. Has he got enough magic resistance to deal with this, though? That's the question. And with that toss coming through, it was not enough resistance. He will fall. They found 2 here, Optic. They may get more as Yuna, being focused, pops down the shards, but Zai with the boulder smash across the tree line will find
Old Chicken now comes in.
Loses life to the Sanities, but indeed this is going to, in the long run, cost Old Chicken his life as well, probably. He goes for the Astral. No way to jump out of these 4 heroes as Optic take 4 members of Keen Gaming, turning up to the fight there, catching them off guard, I believe. As Pycat was dead. I don't think Keen Gaming would have expected that at all, and they just crumbled there.
Also,
getting broken piece by piece.
With the mid ward, that ward that they placed behind that tier 2 mid, it actually scouted Old Chicken. So they knew that there was only 4 heroes positioned top. So a beautiful smoke by Optic resulting in all that. And Old Chicken just ran in afterwards and just gave his life too.
A very quick heads-up play there from the side, and now Optic. Double damage on Pike out there. Quickly find the Destiny.
Destiny?
He wants to go in, get them vision for the snowball, but already Roshan is down. They found themselves the Aegis Optic. And now not only Destiny, but Yuna is in trouble as well. They tried to go for the Roche Steal, the 2 supports, but it ended up just being a bit of a mess. As Optic now getting some clear momentum now as they've found Roshan, Aegis, a couple of team fights, and they're ready to look for more. Immediate smoke up as they're ready to keep the tempo high.
I love that when people do that move. It's like, you don't like, okay, we get Aegis, we can all like relax and chill back. No, you smoke and you try to take a fight right away. MS.
Can they get on top of this PL?
He showed his face.
He's already used the doppelganger. They're in. They've got the combo. MS will get bursted. Optic. May have been pretty even up until now, but now Optic are managing to get that lead, get that advantage, break ahead. Their 3 cores really starting to get online.
Getting all those items at the ideal time too, and yeah, that, like you said, the unexpected smoke rotation when Pycat was dead was really catching Keen off guard, and now they're heavily on the back foot.
Another tower taken here from Optic and by Optic, and MS is down for 20. Does have buyback, but he's not going to want to use it on his PL.
They used the glyph as well for that tier 2, so Optic can just commit for the racks here.
And what's going to stop them? King Gaming. Have they got anything to hold back this push from Optic? It doesn't look to be. As the racks will fall, Optic got what they came for.
I'm very surprised Keen used the glyph for that tier 2. Very costly for them. Phantom Lancer's back alive now, and Old Chicken's trying to do some split push bottom. But a big swing in the last few moments from Optic.
King Gaming. It does come forward there with the shards, but obviously won't continue any further.
Old Chicken still just down bottom, trying to finish up that. Looks like he's going to switch toward the Blink Dagger before going for the BKB, so he can at least try to save himself with the Astrals. But it's now, what looked like a close game from Keen is now looking incredibly difficult for them to take the fights versus Optic.
Yeah, losing a Rax just like that. With not really too many great ways of pushing out creep waves. But King Gaming, they are trying to invade the jungle here of Optic.
But Pycat with Aegis and BKB, he's just running right into them. He does not care.
He's feeling very strong at the moment. Dark has got that invis. Can he really do anything with it though? There's a lot of members of Optic. Shards are down from Yuna as he blocks off Pycat. CCNC, he's found the combo. Destiny picked off. And they're going to be able to find both supports. As Keen Gaming tried for a movement into the jungle, it was always going to be hard to achieve anything really with that sort of play.
Dark is spotted in the mid lane. We see the Lone Druid surfing toward him with the haste rune.
33, keeping the bear towards the clockwork. He'll try and get himself around with the cogs, but CCNC's there as well. They'll find this one as well.
Keen is completely falling apart.
They really are. It just feels like they've sort of lost the game plan.
Yeah. As
this net worth advantage that's growing bigger and bigger for Optic is going to be very hard for King Gaming to slow down now.
Dude, I love hasted Lone Druid. I love the way that you like. It actually does look like he's surfing. And now bottom, tier 1. Right for the picking.
What's King Gaming's best plan here? How do they take a fight now against this sort of tri-core that Optic have that have all reached pretty significant levels of farm?
I mean, when there's an Aegis on the Gyrocopter and a BKB, they don't really have the damage to actually dish through it. So I think if Optics actually just group together, Keen really just can, unless they get like some big opening and kill the supports before the fight starts. But yeah, Optics just playing as a unit. So they are going to go for this big wraparound to try to catch the supports.
Let's see what they can find. They will find Peter. Peter gets the Ice Blast out. BKB pop Old Chicken. PPD still alive for now. Finally will fall. The Spirit Lance comes through from MS. They've found one, but PPD buys back. Turning towards side, King Gaming will find a second. They'll look towards 33. Sanity's Eclipse comes down. 33 getting incredible over the Savage Draw. Sends them back. King Gaming are forced to the side. 33 still alive as he hides in the tree. The root comes out from the bear onto Yuna. 33, will he finally fall the Death Horse down? But no, it's not. That's how he finally goes. They do get the kill. And now
Old Chicken's
they're doing it here. Old Chicken building up those right clicks. They've found 4, they've found the Aegis. Can they get the gyro again? The snowball coming in. Pycat surrounded. They'll bring down the gyro. King Gaming.
They actually
do
get the
have to expend 3 buybacks. But they do manage to kill off OG.
They get the perfect wraparound from Old Chicken, able to just stack up that int. His damage really starts that up. And Pycat had used the BKB before the Aegis. 33 had some nice little moves getting there on the sideline, but with that OD gaining all that intelligence. And the BKB, the 10 seconds, that reveal.
Absolutely. And one of those fights, I mean, as I said, it was a costly one from King Gaming. They did have to expend 3 buybacks, but obviously with the way the game works now, with no penalty, absolutely worth it in terms of the experience and goal picked up.
It was absolutely crucial that they could take out both supports right at the start of the fight there. So Zai wasn't really able to get too much off. He got the magnetized, but then it's just 3 cores fighting versus all of Keen, as well as with those buybacks like you're talking about.
Look how long 33 did survive, though, on the side. It looked like he was almost going to get away with it there, but the quick Maledict and Death Ward, enough to tick him out overall, as you say. Just the fact that they didn't manage to deal with the Old Chicken OD.
That BKB reveal. CCNC. We'll have a BKB finished up of his own, so he won't be able to
PPD.
get killed by that OD just as easily. But Peter,
he's been found out.
Quickly brought down. Zai looking for a fight now, though.
They do jump in straight away. Silence out. Onto the PL. They'll find themselves the tusk, but now Dark comes in. He's got the control onto CCNC. CCNC trying to get himself out, but he's not going to be able to get back home.
Did you see what just happened? The courier delivered the clarity instead of the BKB into CCNC's inventory.
Oh, no, it didn't.
Yes, it did. And he died because of it.
Oh.
The stun by Zai.
Please. I mean, would the BKB have saved him?
He would have been able to purge off
some time, yeah, with the limited the damage of the PL.
I think he would have been able to at least distance himself a bit. But yeah, I mean, that's
probably still I don't know.
Maybe he's still done. I mean, that's still. I mean, the clarity being delivered is so painful. Come on, man. You can tell he's definitely like, at that moment, he's just like,
that.
Why the hell did it deliver me a 50 gold item over my 4,000 gold item?
Oh, poor CCNC.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
It would happen to him less than probably.
I mean, Keen's starting to catch back up, though.
I mean, they are.
This Phantom Lancer going for this Shadow Blade and now almost having a heart done.
This is impressive.
Pretty significant.
Still, though, Optic Gaming do have the overall advantage, and they are still melee racks ahead. But no, King Gaming certainly showing that they will not go down without quite a fight.
And look at the levels, too, in particular. Because that bottom fight happened and they used those 3 buybacks. Look at that PL and OD. Level 20 and 19 compared to the 3 level 17 cores of Optic.
Oh, that's quite a difference.
Yeah.
That's some big old cores that King Gaming have got now. And that's smoke. It's just been spotted out. I got the ward there.
They're all building, the 3 cores are building BKB to deal with this OD's damage.
Look at Dark's position as well. He's ready to sort of jump the smoke if it does come through up the stairs. They're ready. They're waiting. They're hoping the Optic come up it.
They get a smoke now. They have the vision of all of Optic running toward bottom.
Can King Gaming take this fight? They jump forward. Quick dust. Shards sort of breaking it up.
They're trapped.
Dark comes forward with the Savage Roar immediately. Pushes the clockwork away. They've popped the BKB. Old Chicken, though, on the back lines. They're picking them off one by one. They found PPD. They move towards side. Cooldown will come in from Pycat with the BKB. Is trying to turn. Claims the line for Tusk, but they've lost 2 here on Optic. MS putting himself to the side. Old Chicken drops the Sanity's Eclipse. Picks up the 33 Lone Druid kill. Doppelganger there from MS. Keeps him safe. They turn towards CCNC and they pick him up as well. They've found 4. They may even get 5. Pycat trying to run. The Spirit Vessel and the Maledict bringing him down low.
He's dead.
Is he? No, he'll be fine. No, he's dead. They're all dead.
And they've got a heart now on MS.
King Gaming, they're doing it.
They completely turned the game around. They now have a massive experience lead. They've got a gold lead now, too.
Oh, my goodness. King Gaming.
Oh, my God.
This is quite incredible to see these guys. They have They've been struggling here in the group stages, King Gaming, but this match against Optic, they are giving them quite a fight, and yeah, Old Chicken's going off in these fights.
He really is. He's catching PPD in the backlines every single time, stacking up some intelligence, and then he's able to focus the lone druid, and then just throw Sanity's Eclipse, and now they make their way into the Roche Pit, and this PL has 3,000 life versus a Gyrocopter who doesn't really have that much damage, having this Aghanim's BKB build.
It's absolutely massive. And they will be able to claim this one.
Wow.
No chance for Optic to get themselves into the pit. Keen Gaming, ladies and gentlemen.
This is definitely the best decision-making that I've seen from Keen so far in this tournament, though. That wraparound working perfectly for them at the bottom with those 3 buybacks. And now Aegis and Cheese going their way, too.
See with the bear, 33 trying to keep those side lanes pushed out as much as he can. Bear, in a bit of trouble. They want that 300 gold.
They will be able to claim it.
Who's going to take it? Oh, maybe not.
Is it?
And they've got it. And somewhere in some far-off land, PPD dies again. MS.
The Shadowblade build getting him these kills onto the AA. I mean, we were saying how Keen was falling apart at one point, like 15 minutes ago. Now it's just been Optic completely crumbling.
It absolutely has. Look at that up and down that we've had here. Optic did manage to get a sizable 7.5k lead, but it's all gone. And that XP, as you say, that is the big one. The way that experience is working, a huge lead in levels for Keen Gaming.
Optic needs to get a lot more items now to be able to deal with this Phantom line. So they need this Gyrocopter to have like either the Maelstrom or that Butterfly, because they just don't have the sheer damage to clear through the illusions. And you know, Old Chicken with those 3 BKBs has had a ridiculous comeback.
I mean, do you imagine that because obviously a lot of the times with the Agnim's build, we normally see the Maelstrom.
Yeah,
and you are against a PL. So
I thought he would do it, but he queued up the Butterfly, so.
Is there, I mean, sure, I guess the evasion is also obviously very nice to have against the PL, but is there just not always the temptation to get the Maelstrom if you're getting the Aghanims? I mean, can you see why Pycat would want the Butterfly over it?
I mean, you said just the evasion, but
yeah.
I mean, they're set back so much right now versus this tanky PL and OD.
Yeah, we've seen definite struggles in terms of trying to kill this MSPL, who has just made an incredible recovery since that early laning stage, and now Old Chicken, he's got the money for the full Shiva's Guard. Courier's going to be back up in 10 seconds, and that recipe will be out and on its way towards him, and he still has that cheese ready to go.
They're smoked, looking for this fight.
Yeah.
Optic, will they be prepared for this one?
I mean, I don't think this is a fight that Optic would want to take. There's a Heart and Aegis on MS. This is
Scan
so
clips,
hard.
One of the Optic heroes too.
Keen Gaming and looking terrifying. MS, the hook shot dart. He's in there. Towards Zai, jump forward. Old Chicken's just going in with the BKB. He's ready to start racking up that in. They'll jump forward, drop the Sanity's Eclipse. They're taken down 2. That's Zai, and 33 dead. Pycat pots the BKB, but it's a BKB in retreat. He has to get himself out of there. Buyback from Zai. But Keen Gaming, they get the jump that they hoped for.
Yeah, Zai tried to. He like rolled into the cogs and kicked the Lone Druid out, but then the Ice Shards clips him inside of the cogs in a way so that Old Chicken can just go to town. Everything just working perfectly for Keenan. Optic.
It's looking scary for Optic. Of course, they are not out of it. It's very close in terms. I mean, it's 31 to 32 at 34 minutes, but this gold lead and experience lead really adding up against them as Keen Gaming made some class plays here.
They're really lacking the damage. They have this melee Rex in the mid lane, which is at least constantly pushing out that one, but Keen just non-stop ready to fight with how powerful they are in their 2 big cores. See Optic all just in their base now at the moment. Very afraid. Pycat trying to find the Butterfly finish. But they're still going to be quite limited on damage through the BKB of that OD. He needs a couple. I think he actually needs just a few more items on the Gyrocopter to be able to handle this Phantom Lancer. He needs like Butterfly, Maelstrom, like you were mentioning.
I think
at least
the Butterfly lane is not going to be enough to deal with to just have enough damage. He needs more time. And Optic Game, they can buy that for themselves. They are still yet to lose a tier 3 or a barracks, of course. They still have the base intact, so they can keep this high ground defense going, keep trying for the split push player with the lone druid bear. They can buy time at this pace, unless Keen Gaming really get in their faces and break them apart on the high ground.
They have lost an insane amount of map control, though. So Keen pulling further and further ahead now because of this, being able to farm. And they're actually going to go for the high ground here. They've got Aegis for 30 more seconds.
Yeah, and they've still got that cheese. They are feeling incredibly strong at the moment, Keen Gaming. No reason to step back as of yet. Called out. Pycat comes out, trying to clear out the creeps. MS down to half, but he can just buy some time, wait for the heart to kick in. And he'll be A-okay.
They don't want to risk it, like some Aegis expiring as well, and the Phantom Lancer dying somehow. You see the helmet-dominated Siege Creep trying its best to just keep these waves manipulated, but Old Chicken will clean that one up, and Keen holding their ground, staying in this area so Optic can't get out of the base and farm.
That is the Aegis gone from MS, but pretty much at the same time that he's nearly got that butterfly himself.
Level 24 PL, level 23 OD, and still the cores of Optic 19, 19, 18.
Okay. He's picked it up now. MS. Full butterfly to take the place of that lost Aegis, so still every intention to just fight here with the advantage that Keen Gaming have. And it definitely does feel like one of those games where it's a pressure on Pycat to get that butterfly and then get the next big item on top of it. And sure, maybe the Maelstrom, but we could be getting closer and closer to Divine Rapier territory this game for Optic. Maybe the only way.
They just got to keep the split push with the bear constantly going on until that gyrocopter is actually able to fight versus this PL and OD. Keen though, with all this map control, able to farm a lot more of the map.
CNC trying to step out of the base, but Dark is there. MS coming forward actually.
PPD?
He's found PPD and an A on the front lines, no Ice Blast to worry about for 50 seconds. Absolutely perfect for very little committal there from Keen Gaming.
Yeah.
AA. PPD's got to be careful when he comes out like that on his own. They'll go on him every time.
I think he was trying to like get a ward down because right now their map is totally dark, so they can't really read the movement so much from Keen. He got the D ward at least in the mid lane, but pays with his life for it. And now there's a DD top as well as an Arcane Rune on Old Chicken. I think he's going to go bear hunting.
See if he can catch out that bet.
He's getting close to a Hex as well.
Aghanim is about 400 gold away for Dark. Clockwork.
Okay.
Yeah, that 11k gold lead that Keen Gaming is still holding on to.
Full map control. You just see the Dominator was, I believe the Dominator was placed on the Lone Druid Bear, and he's actually using it to take a creep and keep manipulating the creep waves to try to stall this out. You see this melee creep running around in circles. The Bear bottom, though, will be spotted out. And Keen will look to kill it.
Yeah. Well, he should be able to find this.
Pycat picks up the butterfly. He's being stalked by a Witch Doctor, though, at the moment.
He's gone on a pretty deep shopping trip there.
And there's a Clockwork here, too. He can't actually BKB TP. He's got to hide himself to find the opportunity to get out. In the base.
When the hook shot's already been used. He will get out of there.
He even BKBs just to be safe, too.
That was a pretty wild shopping trip. But he gets the goods and he gets out.
And Keen, they smoke up right away. Looking to try to take a fight while that BKB's on cooldown. Actually, I don't think they know the BKB's down. They're just looking to take a fight anyway. They feel very comfortable.
Let's see. CCNC, Shadowbladed at the moment. Chicken comes forward.
Oh my god, that's scary.
Yeah,
CCNC
pops terrified.
BKB.
Absolutely terrified.
He saw the Shiva, so he's like, oh my god, he sees me, right? So
it's a couple of BKBs down for the two cores of Optic. He said Keen for a certain, I don't know about one of them, maybe not the Pycat one.
looks like Pycat's going for MKB since he saw the butterfly finished on Phantom Lancer.
Okay.
Still just trying to stall the game out. They're pretty much stuck in their base, though, on the side of Optic, while the Bear just runs around with a Dominator and Radiance to try to split push.
Do you think was this always the plan when Pycat went for the Aghanims, or is this a build that's adapted because of how the game's going?
I think this is a lot of adaptation because of that whole bottom situation. He might have. I mean, he might have still just gone for the butterfly, but they've definitely. I mean, they've adapted. They were in a very comfortable spot, and they got surprised by Keen.
Aghanim's is there for Dark.
They will find the bear again.
There's been a lot of times that they've been able to punish this bear. I mean, this is the way that 33 has to play, of course.
Yeah.
And it is going to come at the cost of a fair few bears' lives.
Taking them a while. He tried to turn off the radiance and hide the bear, but they spotted anyway. He's got a resummon though available, I think just at the same time as that, as the bear dies. But the lead continuing to grow for Keen.
Look at that. That is quite a graph.
Yes.
What's the win probability at? It's not going to be too crazy, is it?
75-ish. Level 25 PL now. And level 24 on Old Chicken. And he does have the gold for the Hex on the OD too.
Towards the base once again.
The Roche has respawned, and that's the one with the refresher shard, but Keen
There
to force the issue.
How are you going to keep them off? CCNC looks for the jump in, does get the toss back here onto the OD, but immediate BKB comes through, does get rooted through the BKB, forces himself to side, looking for PPD and he'll find it. PPD is dead. Get the quick blink out as well before Zai can get the combo after BKB wears out, and Keen Gaming will back up. They got the tower. They got the AA kill, and yeah, they're straight towards Roshan.
Yeah,
without the threat of the Ice Blast, this is the time to do it.
I think they're like, they understand like what's happening with the game, right? The Lone Druid just keeps split pushing. They're just like, okay, they're trying to stall the game. We need to kind of force the issue a bit here. This Roche though, with the refresher shard. Old Chicken will be a bit of a beast with that, with the double Shivas, double Hex, double BKB.
Both him and MS getting increasingly bigger and bigger. This PL and OD absolutely massive at this stage.
So he's going to finish up the Hex. His Void Stone's actually on the Courier, but he'll grab it in a moment. This is where the fun part happens for the OD in particular.
Oh, yeah, just
the double sanities, you can just do such an immense amount of damage. And MS stalking Pycat bottom.
Oh, he's got a BKB and CP out. Oh,
hook shot. Creep wave.
Yeah, a bit of an impossible one, unfortunately, for Dark to get the connection.
Aghanims will be the next choice on the Lone Druid. 33 will have that one done. Now he can split push even more, buy them that time that they desperately need. 19k gold lead now for Keen.
Can Optic really come back from this? They, as I said, they do still have all the racks. And they do have these 3 cores.
It's all about this high ground defense.
Jump forward, look, Old Chicken just goes in straight away with the BKB. CCNC pops in on BKB. Dark just hooks on into the back, and there's the first Sanity Eclipse down. They've caught out Zai.
Pycat's got no BKB. He's
They're going to get Pycat as well.
Focused.
MS focuses him and takes him down. He'll buy back straight away. Both PPD and Pycat looking to come back into the fight, but the Hex is out from Old Chicken, locking down 33. That's the Lone Druid out for 70 seconds, no buyback. CCNC looking for the toss back into the base. He has managed to get MS in there. In fact, they've managed to pop him once. Aegis out of the hands of him, but there's the Sanity Eclipse. They got it back up. They're dying in the fountain, Optic. Well, he's getting very close to doing so. CCNC living on tiny amounts of health. They will survive the other 3 of them, but still with 2 down. And Keen Gaming all still alive. They'll take the mid racks, melee racks to fall, and now MS is moving down bottom as well. The sanities, as you expected with those items, it was just so much damage. CCNC is going to try with the jump in. He gets focused. Dark immediately hook shots back to his friends. The Hex is out onto Pycat. Pycat with the evasion and the BKB will stay alive. Buyback from CCNC. They look towards MS. MS doppelgangers away. Ice Blast incoming. Connects onto the PL as well as the homing missile. The toss. CCNC does manage to get Old Chicken back towards Zai. Avalanche as well. They're holding down this OD. Can they kill him off though? He's been picked up by the snowball. Time is bought from here by his teammates. They roll straight back in. They've found PPD. They've found Zai. Both supports are down. Pycat as well. He's stuck outside the base. The Savage roll buying him time. Isn't enough? He's back towards the fountain, but the paralyzing cast Spirit Vessel, he will survive. Only just. Pycat will stay alive for a little bit longer.
But the Raxes are dying.
This second Rax taken away from Optic. And they're buying back on Destiny. They want to go all on this, in on this. 2 sets of Rax taken.
straight making their way toward top. 31k gold lead. Pycat does not have the BKB available. His damage is also just so limited too. 10 seconds until he has it. But Keen.
CCNC. He's tried to jump in. He's tried to look for the combo, but instant turn with the Hex. CCNC getting combo down. He's got the Gloomy Cave bottom. Can he get himself out? He's trying with the Invis, but it's not enough. CCNC is down. Pycat with the BKB moving forward, but the BKB is worn off. He has to retreat. MS jumping forward, looking for him. There'll be a buyback from Yuno. He wants to get in on this. They have got side back in. The Austral onto Pycat. Pycat forced back. Dark comes in with a hook shot. They're looking for the control on 33. 33 Compton stuck outside the base. He's trying to TP back.
He's
if
dead.
Astral there holds him down, he'll be dead. They've lost the Lone Druid. Optic being forced all the way back to the fountain as Keen Gaming run rampant across the base. They're toying with them now, playing with Optic. A full minute without two. Keen Gaming, they'll look towards top.
Megas.
They're going to get it. The mega creeps are there. As GG is called, they have to tap out of this, Optic. Keen Gaming. What a game to sort of end the groups there for themselves.
Like
they showed us they can certainly do it in the right situation as they just crushed Optic.
They came in absolute clutch. It was looking like Optic had this whole perfect game plan coming together. They were all grouped up. But then the rotation, that smoke rotation, getting the flank on, killing the two supports instantly was the just perfect success. The 3 buybacks as well. Keen showing the decision-making this time around that we haven't seen from them throughout all the group stages. They finally come in clutch at the end.
They do. As the
Wow,
start,
that's really
it was even, it was close. They got about that 7.5k lead, but then at that point, it just all went away from Optic. Very, very impressive and surprising showing from Keen, as we said.
Yeah.
We've just not seen this sort of play from them, but it comes out from them in this game as they take down Optic here in this best of 1.
Yes, indeed, they do. When you least expect the most surprising result is when you should probably expect the most surprising result, because that is, by and large, the most unsuspecting result we've had of the 4 days of group stage so far. King Gaming with absolutely nothing to play for, winning against Optic, who had everything to lose. It also means we're guaranteed multiple playoff games. We'll get into that in just a moment, but let's get some thoughts from our panel members first of all. Lacoste, are you still in shock? Because when I came back around, you were kind of just sat here going...
Yeah, what is happening? I mean, they had such a huge lead at one point. I didn't think they can throw it away, but Phantom Lancer built some nice items. Shadowblade to cut into the back lines. Clockwork always on top of... this fight pretty much turned it around for...
This is the first fight with BKB on the OD. That was the turning point.
So if you watch OD, he came from the left side, took a lot of intelligence from them, then they just blow them up. Also a couple of buybacks were committed, and Clockwork was on point this game. He pretty much always hooked into AA. They had no defensive tools whatsoever early on, no force staff, so that was a secure kill. I might underrate the Clockwork as position 3. Sometimes it's either hit or miss, so it's a 50-50 chance. I'm not a big fan of it. Also, I think Gyro is nerfed so much with that 10 seconds more on a flak cannon, so you can't farm that much, and if you use it before the farm, then you don't have it in the team fight, especially against a hero like a Phantom Lancer. It hurts so much. Also, I gotta give credit to Yuna as well. His shards were pretty much on point every single time.
And Jack, this was such a much better display from Keen. You almost... frustratingly, where was this in the previous 3 days?
Yeah, they're saving it up. You know, we saw them cackling in the draft room. They're clearly ready for this. Lacoste estimated their chances at 17%, which, as we know from Spirit Breaker, means that it's going to happen. So,
Very good.
Yeah, they stepped it up. You could see Old Chicken. You know, people were like, what happened to this guy? Where'd this player gone? Obviously, just traded from eHome, but you see that he did do his job quite well this game. He really performed as a core, dealing damage, staying alive, finding the good targets, BKB timings. Pretty good game from him to get them back into this. And I do want to say that for Optic, I think the itemization in the Lone Druid might have been... I mean, he was farming well, so he went for this Radiance, but the problem is that Lone Druid isn't a hero that really wants to fight late game. Even if you do have the Radiance, you end up just split pushing. So you have a choice. You either itemize for Radiance and late game split push with the Ags, or you itemize for those early game utility items to allow you to finish the game. I think that might have given them a better window with which to end the game early on, but that was ultimately not the case, and KG just got got their way back in.
So we're going back to Lone Druid drums.
At least, I don't know about that.
I knew it was coming. I was just waiting for it to, you know, to drop. Winter. How have Optic lost that game?
The BKB OD, that was the first thing. They didn't really have like good answers, and they took that fight when they weren't like ready for that fight. I mean, I can understand from their position, they were ahead throughout the game, and they reached to their point like, "Nah, let's just go take another tower." They got a Rax, they were like, just business as usual, but they just like didn't wait for everyone to arrive in the scene. Old Chicken went behind. That was like the first crucial fight. Then after that, they got a couple of really key pick-offs with the Clockwork and the Tusk. And the game like pretty much like turns into like a really difficult game for them because they couldn't deal with the PL anymore.
Yes, that PL became rather extraordinarily good in that game, as the scoreboard will no doubt verify.
We might see more of the hero though. I feel like the hero sometimes has been ignored a lot.
Yeah.
We've seen the hero in the previous few events pop up a lot more than the group stage here.
Yeah. Yep. 11, 5, and 13 on that. PL from MS. Also notable scores from Mr. Chicken with 16, 4, and 14. I don't like calling him Old Chicken because he's gone from old to young to normal chicken. I don't know what he is anymore. So we just call him Mr. Chicken from now on.
That works.
Out of reverence.
He's a man of few words. The meme kind of going around was like, you know, when you're a gangster, when you're mafia, like you don't say much, or when you're like a badass, basically you don't say much. That was the kind of meme going around about Old Chicken, man
So
of few
badass
words.
chicken.
Yeah,
I like it. I like that a lot. Who's MVP for you, Lacoste?
I would say no pressure for Keen Gaming. They got nothing to lose, so that's my call.
Okay.
Seconded. That was good.
All right.
A team with nothing to play for against a team with everything to play for.
Yes, indeed. Your personal MVP?
I got Old Chicken for this one. So I was saying
Mr. Chicken.
Mr. Chicken.
Badass Chicken.
Sure.
All right, okay. So Badass Chicken is our MVP for this one. I guess that's a good thing for this man, who's I kind of feel like he's had an okay tournament, Jack.
Yeah, he's
like he hasn't shone massively, but he hasn't been one of the disappointing players on this team.
Yeah, I think he can be a bit too unselfish at times. I think on that eHome squad, it was like CTY would just take up so many resources.
He even looks like a badass as well. Look.
Yeah, he does have a bit of that look to him, and so you know, now in this situation, in this game especially, you know, it was his time to shine, and he had to do a lot of the lifting.
Yeah, Old Chicken reminds me, as you mentioned, he had a good tournament, but the team didn't really follow his steps. He reminds me of HFN from Pain Gaming. He always delivers, no matter what.
HFN's had a great tournament,
yeah.
Despite the fact that they've been so poor as a team. He's had a very good tournament. Gents, it leaves us with just 2 scenarios, with 1 match left in this particular group, which we'll talk about in a bit more depth. But it either means we have an extra 6 matches or an extra 10 matches. What would you like?
It's never enough Dota,
never
right?
enough Dota for Lacoste, so he's fine with 10, right? That's the scenarios. We'll either have Optic, LGD, and TNC with tied, and VG, Newbie, and OG tied, or, God forbid, this happens. If Newbie win against Liquid, we will end up with Liquid, Optic, LGD, Newbie, and TNC all tied on 4 and 3, and a 5-way tie for 1st and 2nd, and VG and OG obviously tied for 5th and 6th as well. So extraordinary. I don't know how this has happened, but it has. That's the scenarios we've come down to. Just 1 more game left in Group A before we head in to what are the pre-playoff games of some kind, the deciding matches. And we'll find out how many we've got after this break when Newbie take on Liquid.